Whakalofalahi atu and welcome to Pink Coconut TV. I'm Matt from UFM. This is a show about people realising and achieving their dreams, and hopefully tonight you'll maybe get that inspiration to take a step closer towards yours. Welcome to Pink Coconut Television. With me on the desk tonight, she started out in the hair and makeup industry as a young, bright-eyed student in 2001. Now 13 years on, she runs her own business from home, helping everyday New Zealanders to bring their inner beauty out. We talked to the woman behind Fat Hair and Makeup. We also meet a young man who was bullied growing up and was isolated by his peers. It took a path of self-discovery to realise his sexual identity and find a new understanding of his past, present, and very clear future. We also have our very own social media guru and Pink Coconut magazine editor, Kat, who's in for a very special treat on the show. Welcome to our Pink Coconut television panel this week. Sylvia Kara, we have Todd Karihana, and our very own Kat.
How's it going?
Yeah. Good to see you guys. So Sylvia, let's kick it off with yourself. Now, what's your cultural background?
Oh, I'm a bit of a fruit salad. My dad is Māori and my mum is European and Fijian Samoan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. Well, the fruit salad combination is quite common, you know, here in New Zealand and across the Pacific as well, but it's always good to have that background. But you were raised in South Auckland?
Yes, I was.
Tell us a bit more about your upbringing in South Side.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Mangere in South Auckland, and probably from the age of 13 we moved to Manurewa, and yeah, that's where I was brought up, so basically on the south side.
Before you started as a hairdresser and makeup artist, you'd already sort of begun a journey on what I would probably say one of the toughest jobs in the world, and that's as a teenage mum. Yes. So can you tell us more about that? Yes,
I was pregnant at 16. It was a very tough decision on whether to keep her or not, and it was totally my decision. Coming from a really supportive family, they were 100% behind me no matter what decision I made. So I decided to keep her, and it was tough. I'm not going to say that it was easy, it was tough. But she's a beautiful 13-year-old now, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Yeah.
Excellent. And look, definitely hats off to you and to all the other, teenage mothers who go through that tough decision and that tough time. But also shout out to the support of the whānau, without the family, definitely, it makes it a lot easier. As a young person, that would have been the most challenging situation in your life. And Todd, I think it brings us to yourself as well. As a teenager growing up, there were a lot of challenging moments you had within your upbringing. Can you tell us a bit more about those for yourself?
I think growing up in quite a poor family in the countryside, and also not really knowing who I was until later in life when I realised that I was gay. Yeah. It's quite hard going through high school and intermediate years getting teased all the time.
Yeah, but I find that because teenagers still had a lot of learning to do in those ages, there's a lot of unknown, there's a lot of ignorance, within their age group. Did you find that was a lot of the case of why people treated you differently?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think even I was ignorant to what being gay was, and I think that's why I didn't realise I was gay. Because I thought you had to, put on ladies' wigs and women's clothes, and that's what makes you gay. Yeah, that's wrong. And then, I realised, but definitely I think a lot of education is needed for people to realise what sexuality really is about.
Now, how did you as a teenager cope with that stress or with the treatment that people were giving you at the time?
I found I came up with coping mechanisms, I guess you could call it. So I do quite strange things to deal with the bullying. Like, I was thinking back the other day to when I was young, I used to make my bed all perfectly, so I'd, smooth out the creases on my duvet, and I'd tuck in, all the corners and the sides. And then for a day or two, I would sleep underneath my bed on a mattress because I didn't want to, mess it up. I guess that's one of my coping mechanisms that I came up with when I was younger.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. And how did that enable you to cope with it?
I don't even know, eh? It's just weird when I think back now.
Yeah.
But I guess may have helped in some way.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
And during the times that you were struggling, people were treating you this way, did your family know what was going on for you? Did mum and dad know the extent of the bullying or the, the treatment there?
I don't think they really knew because I don't think I was quite open about it. I guess when you're a teenager and you're going through things, you don't really talk to your parents. Well, I didn't. So I don't think they knew how bad the bullying was.
Mm-hmm.
But I know if they had known, they would have been really supportive.
And Sylvia, for yourself, as a teenage mother, when people found out, was it hard? Did you want to try and keep it secret? Or, when people found out, your friends and that, were there judgments sort of made about that situation for you?
Not really towards me. Maybe behind me they did, but not really in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I left school just before I started to show, so no one at school really knew that I was pregnant. Yeah.
Actually, how hard was it for you to tell the people that needed to know?
It wasn't that hard actually. I just told them, and they were supportive. They were supportive as well. Yeah, but it's just to have the support of my family behind me was everything. Yeah, being 16, not having a job, not being able to provide for my baby, it was just having my family was amazing. Yeah.
And Todd, when did your family then sort of start rallying around you? When did your parents sort of start to catch on to what was going on, or your brothers or sisters, and start sort of, giving you the, hey, it's okay, that kind of thing, we're here for you, how did that sort of start happening for you?
Now that you bring it up, when I was 17, I was in Wellington High School, and I had a girlfriend at the time. And I remember I came home one day, and my brother, he was making his bed, and he said to me, he was like, if you're like gay or something, it's okay. And I remember I got so angry with him because I didn't think I was gay. I guess because I was fighting it all, all throughout growing up and fighting what people thought of me, which was that I was gay. I got really angry with him. And then when I finally realized I was probably 21, and I called my dad, and I was really nervous. My heart was beating because I was scared that he'd take it really bad.
Yeah.
And I told him that I think that I'm gay. It took a long time to get it out of me though. I was like, hey Dad, how are you? And he's like, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
And I finally got out with it, and it was just amazing what he said to me. I think the first thing he said was that I still love you, just as much as I always have. And they always thought I was gonna be gay. They were just waiting for me to realise it.
Yeah.
So I'm quite lucky.
Do you think that parents take a different attitude towards their children being gay nowadays than they did back in the day?
Yeah, I think definitely. I feel like society is a lot more accepting now. I think parents are a lot more open to the idea. Yeah. And
it must have felt really relieving for you to hear your father say those words.
It was like, a weight off my shoulders, hey. And I was just so stoked. I think I was crying, so I was so happy.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dad was saying, oh, finally he's told us. We've been waiting years for this guy to tell us. Do you think that he was thinking like that?
Yeah, I reckon. Like, when I was, I think I was 7 years old, and that's when the Spice Girls came out.
Yeah.
And platform shoes are like in all the stores.
Yeah.
I remember for Christmas I told my dad to get me some Skechers, and they were like, a platform that thick.
Yeah.
So I think probably from then on he would have known.
You know what? I think we need to give a shout out to your dad. You know, to buy those thick sketches for a 7-year-old son. It's sort of like, okay, I'm gonna do this because I love you. You know. Oh, that's awesome. And how was mum at that time?
Mum's all good with it. Like I have a long-term relationship with my boyfriend, and he stayed with me and my mum for a few weeks, and she's really accepting. I think a little part of her was sad that I wasn't going to have children, but I mean that's still possible, you know. Yeah, me and my boyfriend often talk about how children's on the cards. So yeah, mum, you'll get a grandchild out of me.
Boy or girl?
I really love a girl. I mean,
Girls are so much harder.
Yes.
Well, let's ask Sylvia. Sylvia, what do you think?
Yes, girls are definitely tougher.
So you're a mother of 3.
I'm a mother of 3. I've got my oldest is my girl, and then I've got 2 boys as well. And she is definitely the most challenging out of the 3.
I want a girl just so I can like put all the clothes on her that I wanted to wear.
Oh, that time will come, I'm sure. It will. So the ladies have repositioned to get ready for our first ever Pink Coconut makeover. Sylvia, how's the plan looking for our lovely cat today?
Cool, so today we're just going to keep it nice and natural, going to add to Kat's natural beauty. So she's already got some makeup on, so what I'm going to do today is do some contouring on her cheeks, give her a little bit of colour, some blush, add some mascara and add some depth through her eyelids there, just to give her face a little bit more structure, and maybe do some highlighting as well to highlight the areas that we want to pop.
It sounds so complicated. I'm like starting to sweat. I need my deodorant soon. Get it for me.
Yeah, we can smell that. Yeah, oh well, while the ladies are busy, it sounds great. I'd love to get up there myself. I don't know about you, Tom, but just saying. Hey, so while the ladies are doing the makeover thing, let's talk a little bit more about yourself and what you're currently up to at the moment. I understand you've completed your Bachelor of Arts, majoring in film and television, which is quite fitting. Yeah. So tell us why you decided. What's your passion there?
Well, it's so funny. I enrolled in university about 5 years ago, and I wanted to do linguistics, and I think I did art history, but in the first week I dropped out.
Right,
yeah, I think because I just moved from Australia and didn't know anybody. So I didn't have that friendship network built. So going to uni, I'd always see people hanging out with their mates, going for coffee, and yeah, it just made me really sad. And then, so I dropped out, worked for 2 years, and then I came back to uni, and then I enrolled in writing studies, because I was like, I have all these ideas and all these, all these stories that I'd love to tell. And so I enrolled in that, and then I did film, TV, media on the side, and then as I went through the years, I felt a real passion for film, TV and media.
Nice.
It's another medium where I can tell my stories.
Excellent. Well, you graduated obviously from that qualification, that Bachelor of Arts, well done. You decided to do some postgrad studies as well and go for the honours. What made you decide to go back?
I think one of the major reasons is because I'm a bit older than other university leaving students. So I'm 27, so I was like, I need to be more competitive. Maybe if I get like a postgrad certificate or something under my belt, I will be. And then, I don't know, just being there, it's amazing. You really get to delve into what kind of subject area you're interested in. So being Māori, I'm really interested in Māori representation, Indigenous media.
Now, speaking of making something, there's a little well, not a little documentary, but there's a documentary you're currently working on, The Queens of Kelston. Quite an exciting title. What's the synopsis of the story there?
So the story is following a group of, well, not just whakawhinia, but I guess GLBTQI school students that go to Kelston High School. And it's following them on their journey as they compete in the inter-school talent quest. So yeah, I've spent the last 4 weeks filming for that, and honestly, they're amazing. I really love all of the queens.
Yeah. The GLBQ, can you tell me what that means, sorry?
So GLBTQI. I think it's actually longer now. It's like GLBTQIFFT something.
Right.
But it stands for like gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, intersex, whawhawhine, takatapui.
Wow, okay, no, yeah. So how did you approach people to be involved in your film? So these are actual students there, right?
Yeah.
How did you kind of say, hey, do you want to be involved? I think we've got a great story to tell. How did that work?
Well, it's a really like interesting story, and it's kind of like built towards me approaching them, because when I think it was 2009 or 2010, I went to this GLBTQI kind of camp where there was 12-year-olds all the way up to 18-year-olds. And I had done promotional work for the New Zealand AIDS Foundation, handing out condoms and stuff. And they invited me to go along as one of the, like, how do I describe it? It's like support leaders. So they have like the older kids in there, making sure everyone in each cabin is doing what they're supposed to, looking after them. And there I met like this really amazing group of whawhawhine, which were a mixture of the Kelston Queens and the De La Salle Divas. And we got on like a house on fire. They're amazing, they're funny, they're just the best people to be around. And then that camp finished, and I used to go and visit them at university when they had their lunch breaks. And just being there, I was like, wow, this place is really cool. Like I've never really rethought going back to study until I had been there again with them. And then, so I enrolled in uni, and 3 years later got my degree. And then I kept in contact with them all. And through that, I got in contact with the younger ones that are still going to Kelston High School.
Right.
Kelston Boys High School, sorry. Yeah.
Nice. Actually, now that you mentioned the De La Salle Divas, I have heard of the Divas at La Salle, and everything that I've heard is like dramatic, colourful, lively, and these were from some of my nephews who went to La Salle, so it's good to hear, and I'd love to meet them, they sound like they're quite fun to hang out with.
They're fun and they're inspiring. Honestly, even the younger ones that I've been filming, a lot of the stuff that they have to say, it's like, I don't know, it just really opens your mind, eh?
So their story, it must be quite empowering, and you must relate to some of their challenges as well.
Being gay is quite different to being whawhawhine, so they have their own unique challenges. But yeah, bullying, we share that kind of sad past. I guess realization of who you are, who you want to be.
It must be quite empowering for them to have an older role model with them, helping them to share their story. Do you get a sense that that's the case for these boys?
It's funny because I feel like some of them are my role models, hey? But yeah, I guess I feel like me and my boyfriend been filming together. I feel like we're their parents or something, like pick them up, do filming, shout them a feed, because we know, you don't have much money when you're young. So yeah, I guess in ways, hopefully, I can help inspire them to move on to university or towards a happy future.
Nice. Now, the Queens of Kelston, although it hasn't actually been completed yet, it's already gaining a lot of attention, and I understand you've been invited to just give a bit of a taste or a showcase of what's to come at the Southside Arts Festival.
Yeah, so the documentary will be screening at, I think it's at the Mangere Arts Centre, and that's a really amazing exhibition that's curated by Tanu Ngango. I think it's following like journeys, experiences and creations from GLBTQI people in the brown community, so Polynesian, Maori, Pacific peoples. And so it'll be screening there.
I was looking at the website for the Southside Arts Festival. It'll be great to see this, Queens of Kelston, what you're going to be previewing at the event, but there's so many stories in different various art forms that are going to be shared. We're really seeing I would call it it's almost like a wave of stories coming from people from the Pacific, New Zealand, Samoa, Niue, Tonga, you know, all around the Pacific, and the digital age is really helping us to share these stories. Are you seeing that through your studies as well, that, you know, we're really, you know, kind of moving forward quickly with our storytelling?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think our people are natural storytellers, been telling amazing stories and traditions from thousands of years back. So I think the online mediums really kind of helped us get that out there,
Nice.
because we don't have so many restrictions. Like, it's cheap, it's fast, you can do it at home, and then share it to the world. And a lot of young Pacific people are doing really well for themselves now.
Absolutely. And speaking of stories and our young Pacific people, let's see how this story for our young Pacific people is unfolding. How are things going there, Kat? How are you feeling?
To be honest, I was just about to fall asleep. It's just so relaxing.
I think it's the sound of Todd's voice. I think it's
I think so. It's just,
Sylvia, how are we going with that?
Good, we're almost done.
Nice.
We're almost done. We just got to do her other eyebrow and pop on a little bit of lippy, and then that's it. Finished.
Good.
Wow.
Good to hear.
Yes.
I'm excited to see.
Wow, well, we're all excited to see the big reveal, so we're not too far away on that one. All right, good to hear. And makeup obviously is very important when it comes to the Kelston Queens and the LaSalle Divas, I'm sure. What sort of creativity do you see that these our young people bring in that sense?
Well, it's quite funny. I did some filming of some of them getting ready for the competition, the dance competition, and one of them was mixing. She was mixing 2 different foundation colours, and I asked her what she was doing, and she said that she was mixing her honey beige with, I forgot what the other colour was, but it's because they don't have like that kind of Polynesian skin tone in a lot of makeups, hey?
Yeah, that's
Just-
so true.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating, I guess. You know, you have to make your own. It's like
Because I actually
mixing
do the same.
concoctions.
Yeah, I do the
Actually,
same.
that's a really good chance to check in with our guru. Hey, Sylvia, what's your view on that one with the Polynesian skin colour? What's the sort of what's your take on the best way to to when it comes to foundation or to
Yeah.
achieve that good tone with brown chocolatey sexy looking skin, you know?
The best way to get the right colour match is to put it around your jawline, just to make sure it matches up with your neck tone. It doesn't matter if it's darker up here or up here, if it doesn't match anywhere else, just as long as it matches with your neck, that's the colour that you need to go for. But in saying that, I mix a lot of colours with most of my Polynesian clients. Yeah, there isn't a tone where it's 100%, yeah.
Right, so it sounds like our diva knew what they were on, talking about right there with the mixture. So in terms of the future then for yourself, you're about to get the postgrad honours film and TV, and I think you're an inspiration for a lot of people, you know, going through that the challenge that you did. But you know, it's really amazing that you've decided to take a stand and say, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, and this is where I'm heading. You know, so yeah, well done to you. Hats off for that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, excuse me, Todd, one moment. I think we've just got word. Yes, we have that. We're ready for our big reveal. Sylvia and Kat, please join us back at the panel. Wow.
Looks
let's
good.
just have a look at this makeover pink coconut style, all right?
Pink
Wow.
coconut style.
Yeah.
Where's a mirror?
Can you see yourself? Can you see yourself, Kat?
Oh, wow.
That's right. Wow.
Wow.
So, how do you feel?
Oh my gosh, it feels different, but it feels really good. Like
Yeah.
a good different, yeah.
Todd, what do you think?
Looks good. Yeah. Got pampered.
You do look amazing. You know, it's just within such a short space of time. You know, what's actually
Yeah.
the transformation, you know, the difference.
Yeah.
It's
Because
great.
I was actually saying to Sylvia, like I spend longer than that in front of the mirror each morning,
Yeah.
which is why I get up at ridiculous hours. Just saying. But no, that was really cool. I learned, you know, a fair bit just watching you use like colors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
can you talk us through essentially the final product that we're seeing here? Can you just tell us what you've done and the
Yeah.
difference that you believe it's made there?
Yep, so I've put some brown on her eyelid just to contour a little bit, make her eye look bigger than what it actually is. And then
I'm really small.
and then I've highlighted just in the inner corners there just to make her eyes pop, and then put mascara in there as well to widen up her eyes and make them appear bigger than what they actually are. And then I've gone through and done some contouring just to this is more of an illusion to make your face look smaller than what it is. And then a little bit of colour on the cheek, which is the blush, and then I've done some highlighting through there, so when her face hits the light, it just gives a little bit of a shimmer. And then we've finished off with some pink lippy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing work. And the great thing about the work that you do, obviously, it does help people. Just that, the appearance feel great. You know, like what's in the inside, bring it out. And you also share some of that information on your own website, don't you?
Yes. Actually, I've got a Facebook page, which is probably the best, which holds the best information, and it's got heaps of pictures and stuff for people to see my work, but that's probably the best way to have a look and check me out.
So Sylvia, you also do charity work to help people, bring their inner beauty out, and I understand that you've done some recent work with women who have either survived a battle of cancer or currently battling with cancer. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago actually. It was held in Mangere, and it was for women who have had breast cancer or have breast cancer or cervical cancer. And it was just a day to pamper these women and make them feel beautiful. And there were people doing massages, people doing haircuts, people taking photographs of their makeover, and just to listen to their stories was just awesome. And most of them were in tears as they were telling their story, but it was an amazing experience. And it's definitely touching anyway to hear what women go through.
And how did the ladies feel after they had this day of pampering? That would have been quite special to be a part of that.
Yeah, it was. They had this section set up where it was massage, and then hair, and then makeup, and then right at the end was a photography kind of booth. And just to see them come, I was actually at the photography booth with my friend, and to see them there and make them get a photo of them and the way they feel like sorry. It was just amazing. It was just good. It was very touching, and it's something I'll definitely do again.
And the photos are available online. People can actually see these photos now, can't they? Where can we find them?
My friend has a link, and she works for NZ Native Arts, and she photographs Pacific and Māori women in their cultural costumes and stuff. It's amazing. You should definitely check out her work. And she has a video of that day of the woman, showcasing all the different women who had photos that day, and it's touching. You should definitely check it out.
Sounds good. All right, Kat. So you're going to be walking out there tackling the world with a new...
I'm about to go clubbing.
Todd, I think it's your shout. All right. Well, look, I think it's been a pleasure having you on the panel, Todd. A name to look out for in the TV and film arena. Make sure you check out this guy's up and coming show, or the trailer coming up the Southside Arts Festival. Looking forward to that. Sylvs from Fat Hair of Makeup. Do check out her Facebook page, and you can listen into New FM on Fridays afternoons to hear more about Sylvs and what she's up to, the latest fashion trends. And Kat, thank you very much for being our model today. You look amazing. It's definitely been great for you to be on board today as well.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us today for Whakawe Lahi, another edition of Pink Coconut Television. I do hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to catching up with you again next week.
Work it on me one time. Work it 2 times.